What's going on, everybody, and welcome back to another very special Saturday Night Live. What's going on, Pete? I see we only got one in here, so everybody missed the damn intro. It's alright, I'm going to play it again. I don't care, because that was an epic intro. It took me forever to do that today. What up, what up? So, guys, we got a very, very special evening planned tonight. We got two very special guests. We have Lawrence, who is basically a TikTok mastermind, so I hear, who is new into the YouTube fragrance world. He's been doing, oh, is my mic really loud? I'm so sorry. Let me push that back. Is that better? Is that better, everybody? Let me know. I'm a little close to my mic. There we go. Is that better? Replay the intro. I will do that in just a second. But yes, we have Lawrence, who is a Jufro Fragrance Reviews, and then we also have an Unaveraged Joe, YouTuber extraordinaire. And we're going to talk about the life of a YouTuber and talk about some fragrances as well. Life of a YouTube fragrance reviewer. All right, yeah, I'm totally Don Johnsoning it tonight. Got my sleeves rolled up. Everybody could join us. And for those of you who missed out, I will. There's 5 of you in here. I will replay this intro because it's freaking awesome. That's awesome. I just got my own notification that my live's coming up. All right, here's the intro again for everybody to see. Alright, guys, I hope you all enjoyed that. That app is so much fun putting people's faces onto other people's faces. Anyway, so I'm going to introduce everybody one at a time. I'm going to bring on Lawrence with Jufro Fragrances real quick. And here we go.
Yo, what's going on?
Jufro Fragrance in the house. What's going on, brother? How are you?
I'm doing great, man. It's still Saturday afternoon here, so I'm ready.
Yeah, as you can see, well, it's definitely not Saturday afternoon here. It's a little nighttime. Stinking beautiful. All right, we're gonna bring Joe on as well, and we'll get this party started.
Hey everybody.
Let's see. How do we want to do this?
Brian, nice to meet you, Lawrence.
Let's do it this way.
Hey, chat.
Sorry, I'm trying to.
Awesome intro, by the way.
Oh no, I don't like that layout. How about this layout? Thanks, man. Yeah, I thought that was fun. Thank you to Emily Shelter and Perfume, for introducing me to the app that I'm able to do that with. I thought it would be a lot of fun. That as soon as I woke up this morning, I started tinkering around. I was like, I'm gonna make an intro. It's got to be Godfather themed. So how you guys doing, man? How's your Saturday?
Cold.
Good.
It's New York.
Well, yeah, that's true. That's true.
I don't want to brag about my weather here, then.
California's got the best weather. You're in LA, right?
It's close enough.
It's like 30 miles from outside LA.
All right. So for those of you guys who don't know, well, first of all, Super Chat is on, so if you want to show some love to the Godfather and the Fragrance family, feel free to do so. It'd be much appreciated. Also, If you guys don't know, Average Joe is a frickin' legend when it comes to fragrance reviews. He is no slouch to the game. He's been in it. Let me know also, is my mic still too loud? I can turn it down.
You're better now. You're not speaking.
Okay, how about here? I'm gonna move my mic even further away. Is that okay? Can you guys hear me okay?
I can hear you.
I can hear you, yeah.
Okay, all right. I got a brand new mic coming. I can't wait. All right. So, Joe, how long you been doing fragrance reviews for?
2013.
Holy moly! 2013.
Wow.
Jesus. Yes. Jufro, how long you been doing fragrance reviews for?
I started in January 2021.
January 2021. I'm gonna tell you something, man. Jufro Fragrances, you guys gotta pay attention. Stay tuned to this guy. First of all, Pete, thank you so much. Let's get this party started. Absolutely. Let me slap my shoes off. That way I can actually get the party started. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, you're almost 100 subscribers.
Yeah, on YouTube, I've been luckily, thank you guys for subscribing. I appreciate that.
Yeah, man, that's freaking awesome. And then, you know, I'm sure a lot of your TikTokers came over too, and Instagrammers. I know you've got pretty big presence there. How you enjoying fragrance reviews on YouTube so far? How you loving YouTube's algorithm?
That's the tough thing. That seems difficult.
But I do enjoy the fact that you make it longer, and you know, you can go into a little bit more. That's what I like about TikTok. People have a short attention span. If you keep it longer than a minute, yeah, they get worried.
They complain.
Other two have an echo.
I don't know how to fix it.
It might be your headphones, actually. Sometimes when you use
I put them on.
Oh, you did?
Yeah.
Well, let's see here. Let me see if I can't do this. Let's see. It might be coming off of because it's too close to my speakers. But yeah, man. So how long have you been doing TikTok for?
So that's where I started that in January 2021. And you know, I'm close to 10,000. Very close. Everybody get me to 10,000.
No, but seriously, get me to 10 grand.
But it's been fun. It's been a fun run. I just, I know YouTube, so it's different. You know what I mean? I was just like, let me try this. See how it goes from there.
Yeah, man. Yeah, absolutely. So, Joe, what's new in your world, buddy? How's life treating you?
Life is okay. Looking to really revamp my content. I've seen what Lawrence has been doing. And so I'm getting more active on the TikTok, Instagram side myself, doing food and fragrance.
Yeah. I saw that. I like that. I love food.
Yeah.
Who doesn't?
Outside of that, just standard live streams, reviews here and there, trying to really just build my content up. I'm trying to get to 2,000 before the summer, so
right. They're saying, Lawrence, that Jufro, that you have bad echo. Man, I'm trying to figure out how I can do that. Do you have this up on anything else other than your phone?
Just on my phone.
Just on my phone, that's it.
Gotta love this shit. Gotta love it.
It may be that it's playing through the speaker into the mic. That you said, Brian, a few seconds ago.
On mine, for me, it could be. Hang on, let me change things up. Let me fix these real quick. But did you guys have a good Saturday? What'd y'all do?
Mm-hmm. Cooked. Relaxed.
Meal
planned. Saw a few other people have lives, so I did that.
Echo. Alright, maybe that will work. I put echo cancellation on.
Hopefully that.
Hello?
Hopefully that works. We'll see.
Hello? Yeah, no, I don't hear myself anymore.
Okay, good. Echo cancellation worked. All right. So sorry about that, guys. You know, technology hates me. It really does. I'm surprised that, you know, even my YouTube channel has done as well as it does, but with my inadequacy of understanding technology. If my name was, you know, John Connor, I'd be screwed. Basically. Skynet would take over. All right, so guys, let's talk about things. You know, what I really want to talk about was, you know, kind of starting a new YouTube channel, especially being a fragrance reviewer. You know, I kind of want to, you know, Joe, you said you're working on kind of revamping things and working on, you know, changing things up. What are you wanting to do? What kind of changes are we looking at?
Inclusion of live streams more. I'm less pre-recorded now as opposed to 2013 when everything was, you know, record, shoot, and everybody would just comment. Now everybody wants to interact. Everybody wants to, you know, have that build a communication of sorts. So I'm including a lot more of live streams into my videos than actual pre-recorded. And just the inclusion of TikTok, but I'm doing it, like I said, I'm doing food and fragrance instead of me just doing another like standard review, or you're getting like a shorter condensed version of the review.
Right.
And almost mixing it in like that. I'm trying to keep it, at least for me specifically, to food that I cook. So it kind of gives me a chance to show off one of my other hobbies that I enjoy doing. But I wouldn't mind like going to, like, if I'm traveling, because I do travel, go to a restaurant or something. I saw you, Lawrence, do your one of your recent videos. I think it was Prada Loam, where you were in the ramen place eating ramen, you know, something like that, where it'll be like, hey, this is a really cool ramen place. Check it out. Great video, by the way. But stuff like that is and that's, I mean, when you've been around for almost 10 years, right? Like this summer, I'll be doing this for 9 years. So when you've been doing it for almost 10 years, you have to revamp yourself, especially if you're trying to build on everything. So that's just where I am.
Yeah, man. And so, Lawrence, you get going from TikTok reviews. And sorry if I look like I'm looking up, guys. I just want everybody to know I'm looking at my big screen, so that I see everybody way better. I'm running off a laptop and a giant TV. So, but Lawrence, you know, what's it like going from TikTok fragrance reviews to YouTube fragrance reviews? Like, what's your game plan, man? Like, what's your niche gonna be besides, you know, being hilarious?
Oh, thank you. So, you know, I just feel like I can just get a little bit more in depth, because with TikTok, and I've noticed it because I've had videos that will go over a minute. Those videos, if they start going over a minute, you lose people. And I don't know if it's the younger generation, no offense, you know, it's just, it seems like they lose attention real quick. So for me, I think with going into YouTube, it gives you, and people understand that, okay, hey, this isn't just a short clip. You can go into more, you can be more in depth. I do want, like I said, I was doing like Joe said, except I can't cook. So, you know, for me, it's more about going places to eat. But, you know, it's just like, you know, just also I'm going to do some surprises. I have some things in store. I just got to figure out how I want to run it. But I do definitely can make it more, you know, a lot longer, which is good. Like I said, which is good for me because I can run my mouth a little bit more.
Yeah, absolutely. Bopper's in the house. What up, Bopper? Let's throw him up here.
Hey, Bopper.
Yo.
Yeah, that's a long time. He's been around even before me, but he's been around for a minute, so it's good to see him.
I don't know why it's not showing the comment. What is going on? That's really. How about let's try this again?
Oh, but you can see it.
Oh, look at you. Now you're all upside down. All right. So for some reason. All right. So all right. You know, it's blasphemy. I didn't even ask you guys what's your scent of the day.
Joe, you want to go first?
Yeah, I'll go. Because I saw that review you did. Oh, the live you did last week. ATH Smolder.
Oh, it's so good, man. So good. So stinking good. What are you rocking, Lawrence?
I got so Oil Perfumery, and they sent me like a big package, so I wanted to start testing those out. So it's their version of Invictus today. I'm not the biggest fan of Aventus, so this is not my scent profile that I care to choose of. But I got to do it. I want to compare it and make a video on it. So I'm wearing that for today. I'm like for the next few, like probably a week or so, I'll be trying their fragrances just to test it out and see. But so I'll have to say sorry to these guys over here.
Well, I mean, yeah, no, it's totally understandable. It's so weird. There he goes. I'm older than attic dust.
Attic dust.
Man, if you saw this guy in real life, man, he's a big old guy, dude. He could whoop all three of us in one fell swoop.
Absolutely.
Yeah, that attic dust is buff as shit. How about that? So, I'm rocking Happyland, Shadowland.
Ooh, okay.
Yeah, somebody brought this up to my attention. I think it was last week, and how they were rocking, and I was like, I need to make sure I rock that this week. And man, I love Happyland fragrances. I've got their new one coming, Cripple Creek. I'm kind of gearing up for that. One of my favorite songs from one of the most iconic bands, the band, right. Cripple Creek. So I'm looking forward to that. But so, like, getting into, like, what fragrances this year, guys, are y'all looking forward to, or have you picked up thus far in 2022 that you're really enjoying?
So I just got, and I mean, even though it did come out last year, but is Musk Therapy from Initio. I mean, I like, again, I typically don't reach for spring summer scents, even though like it gets warm here. But I don't know, this is just absolutely beautiful. I don't know what they did here. Initio, I mean, so far they've been money from what I've tried and stuff. I haven't, like I said, I haven't tried everything from them, but Musk Therapy is, I don't know why it flew under the radar last year. I think it deserves attention. It deserves more attention this year, but maybe I could do that. But this is just absolutely gorgeous. I absolutely love it.
Yeah, a lot of people have been praising that one for sure. That's one I need to check out.
Yeah,
I love Side Effect.
Yeah, Side Effect's great. I don't own Musk Therapy, but I own Dua's Therapy, which is a really good, inspired by, I wouldn't say it's exactly in any way Musk Therapy, but it's good. It's good. But yeah, I had a decant for a little while. That's a stellar fragrance. What about you, Joe?
Starting off slow right now. I've got other things in the works. I do want to ultimately get the xerjoff Tony Iommi or Aomi. Not the expensive version though. Like I don't need the crystal bottle, but I just want the regular silver bottle one. So far the only thing that I've gotten is a Guy Laroche's Horizon, $7.
Oh, yeah.
1993 vintage. I'm trying to get into vintage fragrances. So this was recommended to me by one of my friends, Aram. And so he's like a part of like our circle of friends, like Joey Cannoli, me, Juan from Fat Boy Fragrances. So, and Aram, he's like a really vintage person. He knows a lot about vintage fragrances, and he recommended this. So,
yeah, I just picked up, of course, because everybody's wanting to know about it, but I was too. Drakkar Intense. If you guys need, I can send you a link to this. It's on eBay for $39 for testers.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, well, honestly, it's good. It's a good fragrance. I can see a lot of people going into this thinking it's going to be anything like Drakkar Noir, but it's not a flanker to Drakkar Noir. It's a flanker to the original Drakkar that was produced 50 years ago. So, and then only made it, I think, 8 years, almost 50 years ago. I think it's, close to that. So 1973 is when it came out, I believe. So, and then Drakkar Noir came out. They discontinued the regular, and then they created this. I like it. I mean, it's modern. It reminds me of a few things. Like when I first sprayed it, I thought Sauvage for some reason. It's lavender. It's very lavender, vanilla heavy. but it's good. I mean, for $39, yeah, I like Drakkar Noir better. So I mean,
Drakkar Noir is it's a memory for me because it's the first fragrance that I actually remember smelling. I'm dating myself here because my father used to wear it all the time. So, you know, just like every Eastern European had Drakkar Noir and would put a bunch of it on every day. So I would go into his room when I was little and just pull open. He had the splash bottle. I would just pull it open and sniff it. I didn't want to use it because I didn't want to get yelled at. So I was like, you know, it's very. It reminds me a lot of my childhood.
Oh, absolutely. And this does have that classic style perfumery, but it's very modernized. I mean, even just smelling out of the atomizer, you could tell they had to go in that direction for it to be able to sell. If they made it smell like Drakkar Noir, or probably the original, if they did really stuck to that old DNA, people probably wouldn't buy it. We would, but the masses wouldn't. Sometimes we forget that we're not the only ones in this world.
Right.
That's
so. But
sorry, really quick. I heard it had a heavy like a wormwood absinthe type of vibe to it. Is that the case? Because some people say it does, some people don't.
Yeah, it does have a quite a big wormwood note, and honestly, the way that what it reminds me of is a little bit of Sauvage mixed in with Coach Blue.
Okay.
For men, because it's got that wormwood absinthe note in it at the top. It kind of has. I mean, they're different fragrances, obviously, but yeah. Now, John or Bopper's asking here if it has officially been released in the U.S. I have no idea. I got this off of eBay. It came in a tester box, and it came from the U.S. And it's super fast shipping. Pete, who's actually on here, he hooked me up with a link on eBay, and I think he got it the day before me, or maybe the same day, and we both got it the same day. So
nice.
But yeah, man, I mean, it's a good fragrance. It's not mind blowing. It's not something I would wear every day. It's not like but again, I didn't break the bank, so that's that's nice. And yes, Joe, Dry Down Lowdown did an awesome video of it today.
Love that channel. He sure did.
I don't know what is going on here. Like, StreamYard is being weird. Anyways, so are there any fragrances that you're looking forward to, like any releases or things that as a fragrance reviewer, do you feel like you have to get like everything that's new?
You get that feeling, yes. At this point, I don't. Again, that's where the experience comes in. After like 5 years of doing it and chasing every single one, it was like, I think it was Ultra Zest was one of the last ones where I got it. And then I was like, I like this fragrance, but I am not doing this anymore to race to be the first one or to get it within the first week. After that, it was just kind of like, you know what? I'm not going to do this. I'll get the ones that I actually want. Like if it's in the realm of what I may like, then I'll actually do it instead of me literally trying to chase especially for designers. So many designer releases throughout the years. And
yeah. I mean, dude, in 10 years, man, you've seen tons of releases. Thousands.
And discontinuations.
That as well, yeah. Yeah. Bopper, I'm about to pull my review out on London Spice from Fragrance du Bois. I was going to record that today, but I've been cleaning and reorganizing my entire collection. It's taken all day. So, Lawrence, when you're, being new to YouTube, I mean, hell, dude, I'm new to YouTube too. I can't say like I'm OG or any. If anybody, this is the Godfather right here. Godfather right here.
Yeah, you've been in it.
Leave the fragrance.
What are you going to focus? Yeah. What are you going to be focusing on? Like what's your niche? You want designer, niche, indie, all of it?
No. So okay, here's my theory. Again, look, designer has its place. I obviously have them, so I'm not. I can't sit here and bash it. But in my opinion, this is just my opinion. I think designer there's no creativity anymore. One comes out, they all try to tweak it a little bit, but it all relatively comes out the same. There's no originality anymore. It's absolutely boring to me. And to me, it's more about quality versus quantity, in my opinion. Again, this is just, like I said, anybody that's watching, please not get offended. This is just my personal opinion. Now, to me, niche, and especially indie, there are some great fragrances out there that unfortunately just fly under the radar because they don't have the marketing behind it. And so to me, and again, it's not every indie I've tried, but like, for example, I put a review on it today on TikTok and on Instagram. Darren Allen Perfumes. I don't know if you guys have smelled Darren Allen.
I love Darren Allen.
I love his work. I mean, I just got Cupid's Bow today. I'm going to try that out soon. But I mean, it's just everything I've tried from him. There's nothing out there like that, in my opinion. I mean, yeah, maybe there's a niche that's maybe somewhere similar, but there's no designer that's doing it. So is it pricey? Yeah, of course. But I mean, this is my little comparison with it. If you want a burger, yeah, you can go to McDonald's, but you're going to expect to get food poisoning or feel like shit, sorry, my language, at the end of the evening. Or you can go to like Umami Burger, something like that, where like you're getting something gourmet and it's going to taste good. They're using good quality beef, good quality vegetables. Yeah, is it going to be more expensive? It's still a burger, yes, but you know what you're tasting. You get the difference there. So that's just my take on it. So I want to steer away from designer. I will talk about it. I mean, obviously, the 2 reviews I have, I mean, I've done their designer because, again, they have their place. I know a lot of people can't afford niche and indie, so I get it, and I will talk about it. But I want to open people's eyes to the beautiful fragrances that are out there that I've experienced that are indie and niche and that deserve more praise and more, they should be talked about more, and they're not. So that's where I roll with that.
Yeah, that's actually what I like about Joe's channel. I mean, he brought up in his live the other day. Sorry, I'm gonna move something around, but you were talking about Precious Liquid.
Yes.
Yeah. And I'll tell you what, man, this little travel set is the coolest. I mean, this is the Bad Mama Jamma right here, dude.
It is.
That's going back to the 80s right there. Bad Mama Jamma.
Especially for the price, the quality, like even the literal craftsmanship of the sprayer.
Oh yeah, I mean it's brilliant. You can pick 4. Actually, after that live or during that live that you did, I've sprayed salt and pepper on.
Hey.
I think that's a great fragrance.
Slept on. I wasn't expecting to appreciate it, especially when you hear like Amber Suede or Tobacco Royale. Those two would immediately, but the salt and pepper was very underrated.
It is, and underrated house, honestly. You know what? It's so funny. I've had this for so long. I just realized it says "Thank you, Brian" on the back. Richard signed it.
Yeah, he did. Mine says "Thank you, Patrick," because Center Salt gave me his, but still.
Well, that's fine. That's fine. But I mean, Richard Hairpin is Oud Wood. He's the one who created Oud Wood. Fantab and Oud Wood Intense. But I think that's one thing that the fragrance community absolutely needs is more talk about the little guys, man. The fragrance houses that it's kind of like when I was selling liquor, when I would do, because I work for little brands, the niche brands. And I was always great at selling anything that, you put in front of me. But with liquor, it's like so many people are set in their ways. It's kind of like how in the fragrance community, everybody, if you're a Sauvage guy, you're going to just go get Sauvage. You're not going to try anything else. If you're a Bleu de Chanel guy, you get Bleu de Chanel. Well, the same thing with a liquor business is like try to get somebody off of Jack Daniels and try this whiskey, JW, Kelly. That's new. They don't want to. They don't want to know anything about it. But if you can get it into but the more, I'm not going to say bug them, but if you can get them to try it, that's when it's like, oh shit, this is better. But there's just so many houses out there, and I'm learning more and more every single week, every day. Hop on Instagram, hop on YouTube. I see reviews out there. I'm like, man, I've never heard of this house. because I follow a lot of the interesting fragrance reviewers. I mean, I follow all of them pretty much, but I really appreciate the ones that kind of shine and say, you know, talk about fragrances that aren't Blue de Chanel and, you know, even Tom Ford, man. Like, I love Tom Ford, don't get me wrong, but you know, there's so many other great fragrance houses out there. I mean, hell, even like, you know, everybody likes ombre leather. How about Orban Jane? You know, a very kind of underrated, but again, not really you know, I wouldn't even say underrated. I'd say probably in the UK they do a lot better. But anyways, mine says buy more shit now. Oh, I like this. If it'll show up. I don't know why.
It's up. I see it.
It's so. Oh, I know what. It's because I'm doing it up on my TV. I have a lag between my computer and my TV. That's it. All right. So, what are your favorite types of fragrances, Lawrence? Like, what is your fragrance? What do you like always have in your collection?
So, and okay, this also holds sentimental value to me, but it's this one, the Blue Beast. I absolutely adore this. I absolutely love it. My wife hates it. She gets mad at me every time I wear it, but I absolutely adore it. So, okay, so you know how most people start off with a Ventus or, you know, something on the lighter side. I jumped right into this. This was the first niche I bought. Because so I smelled the Ventus back in like what 2012, 2002. I don't remember. My friend had it. He was like, hey, he's like, because he was like, you know, at the time I was, you know, I had all my designer fragrances. So he's like, hey, bro, he's like, I bet you've never smelled this. I was like, all right, what is it? So he busts out with Creed Ventus, and I was like, all right. I'm like, you could tell the difference in quality right off the bat. I was like, man, this destroys every designer fragrance I have in terms of quality. But you know, the smell, while it smelled nice, it didn't resonate with me. You know what I mean? So I went on, you know, so I was watching some reviews, I was reading, and people were like saying like, hey, if you want something bold and something, try this. And I was like, all right. So I got a couple samples from Lucky Scent. I got this one, and I can't remember if it was Epic Man or Jubilation. Or one of the library collections. I can't really remember. And I accidentally dumped the whole Lucky Scent sample on myself. And it was a hot day that day. And I don't know, I just kept getting whiffs like the entire day. And I was like, this is absolutely amazing. Like, I've never smelled anything like this in my life. And it's just, I don't know, I feel like this defines me. Bold, in your face. You know,
loud. I think it's loud.
It's loud,
it's and I'm loud.
So I'm Ukrainian. We're loud people. So this is a loud fragrance. So this is my baby right here. This is the Blue Beast.
Yeah, man. That is one that does not work well on my skin. It's a great fragrance, but the oregano in it, it does not work well. But I do love Black Iris. Black Iris is awesome.
Yeah, it is. It's
I gotta
great.
try that one. That one I gotta try. I love the regular. I was actually gonna wear Interlude, which spawned me to lean to Smolder. I was like, you know what? Now let me just wear Smolder instead. You know, it's a little bit more like refreshing and nicer. So
it is. Man, I love that fragrance. Aaron keeps pumping out bangers, dude. I mean, wait till Guapo. Wait till April, dude. Guapo it's going to be his number one selling fragrance. I can already tell. It's ridiculous.
I gotta try his stuff.
You
I
need
also have a sample of Anubis, I think. Was that one of his fragrances or something?
Yeah, I think that one's discontinued now.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. But yeah, man, you can get Lucky Scent is now not Lucky Scent. I'm sorry, Max Aroma has discovery sets, like the full new discovery set you can get, which is 23 fragrances. I think it's 23 fragrances.
That's a good amount.
That's it. Yeah. If you sprayed one every hour, it's a full day of testing.
Absolutely. I've had some of his stuff, and I do enjoy it more to where like, okay, now I'm hooked. I'm gonna definitely make it a point to try. Because when you first see 23, it's like 23. Where do I even start? But I tried like Forbidden. I tried. I forgot what the other one was. It was Neon. I tried Neon. And then obviously I tried Smolder. This was actually the first one. Right off the bat, this was the one that I went. That was my first Aaron Terrence use. Then I tried a few other ones. So I'll be going back for sure.
Yeah, man. I mean, oh hell, dude, I'll be in New York City May 6th.
Oh wow. Okay.
Yeah, I'm coming up there. I'm meeting Aaron up there and May 7th. He's going to be at Max Aroma.
Nice. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, so I'll be in town for a couple of days. We'll have to hang out.
Absolutely. I was just about to say, have my people call your people.
Yeah, and I'll be.
Oh, sorry.
I was just gonna say I'll be in California the weekend before that.
In
Orange County.
Nice.
Okay. Not that far. It's about a 2-hour drive from where I am, but it's not too bad.
But glamcation, so I'm doing that.
Oh, the glam.
Cool. Yeah. I've got to make an appearance, man. I'm getting all claustrophobic. I need to start meeting some of these people, man.
Really? Yeah. Absolutely.
I'm a socialist.
What borough are you from?
I'm in Long Island. I'm from Long Island. So technically I guess Queens would be the closest thing to me.
Okay.
That's more so the territory I would prefer to claim anyways. My mom is from Queens. My dad is from Brooklyn. I'd rather claim Queens than Brooklyn, but I myself was born in Long Island anyways, and that's actually where I am again right now. I'm in Long Island again. So after like a 20-year gap of living in Georgia, I moved back to Long Island, and here I am. New chapters, new beginnings.
Yeah, I thought he was in Atlanta because I was looking at some of his Instagram posts, pulling pictures for the thumbnail, and I saw location was Atlanta. I was like, no shit. It's like he's in Atlanta. I'm like an hour and a half away.
Yeah, nah. And and especially like right there, I was in like the main, like right outside of Atlanta, but still like metro-ish, and I was there. I still go back every now and then, and I plan to soon, but new chapters, new beginnings, and new opportunities too, especially like I said, with me revamping the channel, it just made sense for me to be in New York to meet more people that were up here.
So what up, Chris? Chris Fox is in the house. Fox Accord in the house.
Fox Accord, yo.
Fox Accord, yes.
Another YouTube stud. So what do you guys think, as for fragrance reviewers, do you think that the way of the future is doing lives? Do you think that's the thing?
You probably have to at least incorporate it. Not that you're going to do like I do, or, somebody like even Joey Cannoli does, or a few others that incorporate nothing but live streams into their content. But it would be nice, I'm sure, to have at least like, let's say even one a week, where it's like, hey, I'm just going to dedicate one day, hour. It doesn't even have to go on like super long, but just like an hour or something, just to talk and chat. We'll talk content. This is better, especially for like situations like this, because trying to like back then it used to be, hey, send your clip, email your clip to me, email your clip. Now it's like, okay, you got the fragrance, I got the fragrance. Let's just get online together and do it this way, and we could engage real time. So for situations like that, yeah, live stream is here to stay. But it's not a mainstay. You could cater it to whatever your style wants it to be.
I agree with that.
Yeah, I love doing this stuff. Like, I think going, I love doing lives. First of all, obviously I'm either on Instagram or YouTube doing some sort of live. Yeah. But for me, like, all right, so actually I want to challenge you guys. I'm gonna and for we got 10 people watching. How would you like to do this? It's something that I don't know if has been done before. At least I haven't seen it. How would you guys like to rejoin me in March and do a haul together?
Okay.
Like, we set a budget and we all get the same thing. Okay. And then like we'll do it on my channel. We'll do the haul. That way the people in the, in the comments can also be looking at the same site. If they decide they want to get it, they can, set a budget. I'm trying to stick within $100 budget, and then get the haul. And then we go on Joe's channel or Lawrence's channel or whatever. I don't even know. Like, it used to be you had to have 1,000 subscribers to go live, but now you don't have to.
Not with this.
I don't know.
Now with StreamYard?
Not with StreamYard.
Oh, that's awesome. Okay, so we could go on anybody's channel and we could do our first impressions all together.
Right.
I dig that. I like that. That's dope.
Like, you know how much time that saves us from doing a haul video? Mm-hmm. We could just do it all right here and do it live and see what's going on, and see, and then you get 3 different reviewers' perspectives.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's
a great idea.
Yeah. All right. Cool. Well, then we'll set it up after we get done with this, and the next coming days we'll set up another one and we'll get it going. I think that'd be fun. I mean, hell, we could even get, dude, I can have up to 10 people on here.
Yeah.
That's crazy. That is crazy. But yeah. So I think with lives, I think it's definitely the way of the future. I think it's also why there's so many people going live now. Mm-hmm. But I think we gotta spice it up. I really want to just get on here and get to know Lawrence and get to know Joe better. Especially Joe, man. I mean, criminally underrated fragrance reviewer right here. You guys go to Joe's channel, sub to his channel. Oh, you know what? Speaking of which, sub to his channel. Check him out, guys. I mean, Joe is, 10 years?
Basically.
What the hell, man?
Basically 10 years. I mean, I kind of messed myself up. I took a 3-year hiatus to kind of manage my sister's dancing career.
Yeah, I heard that. Yeah.
But like, and it was prime. Like I was right. Acqua di Gio Profumo had just released. I think a magazine or something ripped me because I got 16,000. That's my most viewed video. There's 16,000 views even as of today. It's crazy, but it was like right in my heart. But I was like, no, I gotta go handle that. And then I came back. It was a lot of start and stops, but now I'm like, no, I'm here. I'm focused. This is what I'm here to do. And so, yeah, I'm on the road to 2K. I will be doing a giveaway when I do reach 2K. So if that's an incentive for anybody watching who wants to subscribe, there you go. But honestly, I appreciate it either way. And thank you, Brian, for the kind words.
No, man, dude, you guys we're going to be, like I said, we're going to be doing all this a lot more often. I like it a lot more when we have not just me talking.
Yeah.
Because it's, it's so much easier to talk to somebody than talk at somebody, like talking to comments,
Mm-hmm. Especially because the comments are on a delay. So
yeah, they're on a delay. Yeah.
They type and then it's still like even like another 10 seconds before you even see the comment. And then it's interesting.
The bopper. I just can't do the YouTube thing. I mean, I didn't think, this was a huge thing in the making for me, but how about for you, Jufro, Jufro,
it's okay.
I'm just going to call you Lawrence. Sometimes I just feel like somebody's going to come after me.
Right.
For some reason.
But no, that's his name. I promise.
Yeah. It's like, I feel like I'm going to get demonetized. Like I'm saying something bad.
No, listen, it's on the shirt too. It's on the shirt. I mean, I'm so used to it now because people will like DM me and they're like, "Yo, Jufro," and I'm like, you don't have to call me Jufro. I'm not offended by it, obviously, because that's hence my name. But on the channel, but I'm so used to it now. So when people say, "Hey, Jufro," "Hey, Lawrence," I'm like, "Hey, whatever." I'll respond to both.
Sorry, it's just like. In the world that we live in now, it's like you got to watch everything. You can't say Oriental spices anymore. I mean, it's
nope.
It is what it. I just said it. I'm getting demonetized as we speak. YouTube's like, you're going down. You That's racist. Right. But anyways. But Lawrence, see, now I don't even know what I was going to ask. What made you decide to how long has it been in the making for you to do a YouTube channel?
So I want to say about maybe 6 months, 7 months into it on TikTok, people were asking, because like you can tell, like I guess you can kind of tell, at least to me on TikTok, that this feels very condensed. Like, we want to hear you a little bit more. So I had, especially the ones I feel like are loyal to me, they were like, dude, like, you got to go on YouTube, you got to have more content, or like talk about something at least a little bit longer stuff. So I was just like, I thought about it, and then honestly, speaking with Ross, because I met Ross in December, and he was even saying, like, he's like, I've seen you do your thing, whatever. So, but he's like, YouTube's the way to go. So I was just like, you know what, like 2022, I figured, might as well, like, let me just start it up and roll with it and see how it goes. And now I feel like I have a set thing. Like TikTok, I can do one thing. Instagram, I'll eventually do something else. YouTube, do something else. So it's kind of cool. It makes everything like live and fresh, at least the way I see it.
Absolutely, man. I love it. Your handle, especially your. So I think that's the one thing that, every great YouTuber, every great anchor man or anything, they have a sign on and a sign off. Yeah. I love that. So snappy, it's quick, it's punch in the face, funny, dude. And it makes people think, because they're like, did he just say Jufro? I love it. It's like, I remember I tell people this all the time. I remember the video when I said, and always remember, you're stinking beautiful. And I turned the camera off, and I just remember sitting at the camera and being like, that's it. That's my sign off.
Yeah.
So it's so funny. But man, I'm glad you're doing YouTube. Because I've been following you on Instagram for a while. I don't really do TikTok, and I don't really know if I'm gonna do TikTok, to be honest with you. It's a lot, like running Facebook, and that I suck at, but doing Instagram, being like really trying to be, out there on Instagram, on YouTube. I mean, that right in itself is full time,
Yes.
And yeah, man. I mean, and I just don't feel like my creativity would be put to use in TikTok. Because I feel like I couldn't talk about like male olfactive and people actually paying, seeing it and watching it. I mean, I could do Jeremy Fragrance, and just be in a white Speedo, a little bit banana hammock,
a couple of push-ups,
doing push-ups, spin moves. I mean, I can do power. I can do all that.
Strength.
I can do that, but that's Jeremy's niche. I never want to be a copycat. It's been a buzz.
TikTok, I'm telling you, it's definitely, like I said, I've noticed when I'll talk about, when I'll talk about the popular fragrances and how many views I'll get versus talking about an unknown indie or niche, and people are like, why do I want to watch this? Like, do I even care what this fragrance is? And it's sad. It's really sad to me, because I feel, like I said, like we were saying, they deserve the shine and stuff, but everybody knows Sauvage, everybody knows Bleu de Chanel, everybody knows Versace Eros, so it's easier to talk about. It's easier to look for that. I don't know. It's crazy.
Yeah. But yeah, see, and then I say it like, jokingly, but then it's this, Brian, that would be freaking awesome. And so then I want to do it. It's like, so if on Instagram, Danny Fragrance, who's now my new co-host on Wednesday Night Fragrance Banter, who will also be an amazing person. Yeah, Lawrence Uni, she was on here earlier. I don't know if she still is, but Danny Fragrance is great, out of Canada. And so we're in like a real battle on Instagram that I don't think people know about. But I told her, I was like, we're going to start doing like whatever reel you do, I'm doing. I was like, the girlier, the better. Bring it on. Like,
good idea.
So, tomorrow's is going to be great. It's going to be awesome. But, it's, if you can't laugh at yourself, then, what do you do? But, and we're also, Danny and I, and I want to get you guys on this as well. I want to get as many people on it. We're starting a game show at the end of March here on YouTube.
Ooh, interesting.
It's going to be I don't have a name or anything, but I'm kind of putting it out there. I mean, it's happening. I mean, I've got a new mic coming. I've got the whole,
Nice.
the switchboard, so I can do like applause and everything. I got a green screen coming. I mean, this is going to be a full on, because we're going to have between 6 and 8 contestants. So they all have to come live. Because the one thing I've learned, especially with Instagram and with YouTube, is when you do giveaways, you get so much spam. And I learned that I lose more subscribers than I gain.
Wow.
And it's because, and it's not, it's usually because people will join the contest, and then when you announce the winner, they're like, unsubscribe, and I don't want to, get people. Yes. I did go full time, Bopper. I'll throw that up here. One thing I love about Bopper, he is so in the comments. I love it. So I thought this was a good way of being extremely fair, of creating a game show that isn't just fragrance related, but getting sponsors behind it that will give gifts away. So I'm not getting any free product. It's the subscribers that are getting the free product.
That's smart.
And this also, they don't even have to be subscribed to the channel. I'm not even making that a thing. I just want them to come and enjoy themselves and have a fun game show where they have to be willing to come on YouTube and show themselves. But it's going to be pop culture related, fragrance. I mean, all across the board.
I love it.
Yeah, man. And do something fun like that, and get to know your subscribers. And the way that you enter, and you guys can totally steal this as well, because it's a great way for you to get attention, or attention rates, is like if I have special guests, like for that month, you need to follow those special guests, because you can comment in there on any of their episodes, and we will pick, like, and you can comment with comment if you want to.
Sorry, Bopper is the comment. I apologize for that.
Lawrence, no civic extractions on air, please.
That's funny.
That's awesome. But yeah, man, I mean, I think it's a good way for us to all, like, have fun doing this. And who doesn't like Jeopardy and, Wheel of Fortune?
Right. A
Come
good
on,
game show.
Yeah, and if it takes off, I mean, maybe we could do it instead of once a month, do it like every week. At the same time every week, and make and then YouTube will buy it, and then I'll, still make YouTube videos because I'll buy it for like $12.
Right. Exactly.
They'll be like, "Here's your AdSense money. You're so much further away from ever being a millionaire.
Exactly.
Welcome, AdSense. What a crapshoot." Speaking of which, super chat is on, guys, so if you want to show some love to so what do you guys think about this whole thing with Dan, like people talking, like trolling and saying Dan's like all in it for super chats?
You could go first, Lawrence.
Wait, what? Say this again. Hold on. What happened?
A lot of people are saying that he's pushing super chats too hard, and what up, David? Saying that he's pushing too much on super chats and just trying to make money and yada yada yada. Well, in the long scheme of things, every single YouTuber out there is trying to at least make some sort of return.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know the situation because I guess I'm oblivious to what's going on. Like, I'm sorry if I sound ignorant. I don't know what the heck is going on with this. Like, can you guys elaborate? And then because I don't know, I have no clue with what any of this is, to be honest.
And that's fine. That's good. I try to stay out of the drama, but I figured, it's a good topic of conversation. Mm-hmm. Did you guys like how I put on the thumbnail where we actually talk about fragrance? Did you like that?
All things fragrance. All things fragrance.
All things fragrance. All things fragrance. But yeah, I think being, especially being a fragrance reviewer on YouTube, even though it's such a small niche on the YouTube platform, it's a lot bigger than, I think people think.
Oh yeah.
I can't believe how many YouTube fragrance reviewers I still stumble upon. I'm like, what this guy does? Right. Jesus, and then I'm like, okay, subscribe. You're a fragrance reviewer. Subscribe. But yeah, I mean, that's actually how I came across Joe. Like, I did not know that Joe, because Joe was like commenting on some of my videos, and it would just pop up on an average Joe, and I didn't know you were a content creator. Like, I had no idea. And now it's Joe. The drama is so different than back in the day, right?
It is. It absolutely is. Totally different between the two. Still drama, very high school-esque, but it's almost like two different types of high schools, right? It's almost like one is high school drama in like, a kind of a prep school, if you will, or private school. And then you have the high school drama that's in like the urban city that, results in a lot different. That is a lot more of what the drama was back then. Whereas now it's a lot more of prim and proper and just, people arguing over something like that.
So being on TikTok, Lawrence, do you get a lot of trolls?
Oh yeah. Oh my God. Like, I mean, even on Instagram, surprisingly, it happened where some guy was questioning my nationality, which was hilarious to me. He DM'd me and was like, I'll tell you guys this because I thought this was funny. He DMs me and he's like, why do you have a Ukrainian flag in your profile? And I was like, well, I said, my entire family is born in the Ukraine. I'm actually the first one in my family born in the US. So hence, therefore, I am of Ukrainian descent. Yes, I'm American, but I have Ukrainian. So he's like, well, you don't look Ukrainian. I'm like, okay, that's fine. But he's like, you look like a Jew. And I'm like, well, we're technically Jewish. So, okay, but whatever.
Hence, you pro fragrance.
I mean, it's there. So obviously, can you imagine if I was Muslim and I'm saying I'm Jew pro fragrances? How's that going to work? So, whatever. So I was like, okay, well, I said, that's fine. I'm like, well, whatever. And he's like, I still don't understand why you have it. I said, again, I was like, you don't need to understand it. I'm like, that's fine. I said, but I am of Ukrainian descent. That's the end of the story. And he's just like, well, it's all BS. It's propaganda. I was like, all right, dude. I was like, you just have a great day and block. That's it. I can't. I was like, dude, I'm like, people are nuts. Like, people are nuts. Like, you're going to tell me who I am? Like, all right, whatever. So you get that on TikTok. And see, here's my problem. And okay, so I'm almost 40. So let me tell you guys, to me, this whole internet thing and everything is just very, like, people can talk and there's no repercussions. So my problem is, and I have to try to take my wife gets on me about it. She's like, stop responding to these people, these trolls, whatever, because but to me, I'm like, I got to put you in your place because I know, and I mean, let's be real here. All of us can say this. 9 times out of 10, the person that's commenting, saying all this crap would not say it to your face. I mean, let's be real, right? That's not going to happen. Right?
No.
Exactly.
No.
Exactly. No.
I try to be polite about it and like I try to put them in their place, like smack them like nicely and stuff. But like I have to get better, and we're all gonna have to get better about it to like just ignore it, Because and it's funny because I was talking to Ross because I was like, dude, I see you constantly getting. Like,
dude, he gets so much.
He gets bombed so much.
Dude, it's so bad.
It's so bad, and I'm like, dude, doesn't it bother you? And he's like, honestly, dude, he's like, I don't even pay attention to it. He's like, I see it, of course. He's like, it's there, but he's like, honestly, it's the best thing for all of us as creators to just ignore it. He's like, as hard as it might be, he's like, just to ignore it because he's like, people are miserable, and half the time they won't. Not half the time, more than. Probably 90%, they would never say this to your face to be disrespectful. He's like, just brush it off. So I'm trying to get better about brushing off. But oh yeah, TikTok is. I mean, there's so many trolls on there. It's horrible. It is horrible.
Joe, who's your favorite troll?
Amongst like the ones that I've encountered, or like, what do you mean? Because that could be split 6 ways, especially since I've seen and done a lot of things.
I mean, 10 years, man. I mean, I'm sure you've seen plenty of trolls.
I mean, some reviewers were trolls. That's kind of a little bit what Bopper was referring to. they weren't necessarily my favorite troll. Honestly, I do enjoy the banter with I know that like some people will choose to ignore them, and that's your prerogative. I choose to not necessarily go back and forth, but kind of still like engage with them a little bit. And I've kind of noticed, at least for me, that they've slowly backed down. It welcomes them all. Hey, Marcy. It like eases them in ultimately, because if you like block them and delete them, they'll just come back because they're like, aha, I'm under their skin, and now I'm gonna just do it some more. But like if I'm actually like having back, like if they're like, oh Joe, it I forgot what they said. They said something about like my hair or something, and then I was like,
your hair is beautiful.
Thanks, man. I went to the barber shop. I went to the barber shop as I'm typing this comment. Stay tuned for next week. By the way, I keep the link there. You are entitled to come, so this way I could see you and compliment you on your amazing hair. But in the meantime, I hope you're having a great day. Thank you for taking the time to watch my video, and I'll see you. Like, I make sure to still comment within them, and then we'll go back and forth a little bit, but nothing like serious. It's just, I engage with them enough, but I'm not giving them the satisfaction of knowing that they're getting under my skin either.
And
I'm almost like sparring back with them.
Yeah. Luckily, I haven't had a lot of trolls. I did actually have one on Instagram. And he said, I had to unfollow your stupid shit because of your paid reviews. And it was the video I did for Secret Tryst. And I did a giveaway. That was my last giveaway, actually. Yeah. Yeah, he was like, I have to unfollow you. And he actually put like the sad faces. And I just messaged him back. I was like, man, I've never gotten paid for a review and never will I. But, to each their own. It was nice. What did I say? I was like, oh, have a good one. I was like, okay, have a good one, dude. I really wanted to just put like, no sweat off my balls. I don't need you. But whatever. But I did. Because we gotta stay wholesome. We gotta stay, and that's just not the right thing to say. Yeah, you gotta woo-saw it off. Like, it takes a tenth of a second to get angry, and it takes just a little bit longer to control that anger. So, and people are always gonna be out there.
It happens. I mean, like like I said on TikTok not too long ago, some guy was like, he's like, please never pop up on my For You page again. And I was like, I don't know. I forgot what I said, but it was something kind of like a smart ass remark. And he's like, oh, you and your 10 likes or whatever. And I was like, dude, I'm like, go sign off, go outside, get some fresh air, because clearly you're miserable. I mean, I can just tell. And then he didn't respond after that. And I was like, just go outside, dude, get some fresh air. Maybe it'll help you reevaluate things. I don't know. It's funny. And I mean, like I said, I try to be at least have fun with it a little bit, not be too disrespectful. I've had to check some people though. Like I've done it. I've like lost it a little bit. Like some guy, me and him went at it with MMA. It was about MMA and stuff. And like, I had to just check him, put him in his place. And then he just stopped. He was just like, he started trying to resort to insults. And I was like, dude, I already know I won now, because we were talking about MMA and then you just went into attacking me personally, which had nothing to do with the conversation. So I was like, thanks for admitting defeat, bro. And he was just like, whatever. I'm like, well, I'm like, okay, cool. So sometimes it happens. Sometimes I got to check them and put them in their place, but I don't really like doing that,
Right.
So what are your thoughts on getting free product? What do you guys think?
So
does that
Joe, you want
ever
me to
persuade your review?
You could go first, and then I'll go, because mine may be a little bit lengthy, but
that's what I look for.
So it happens. So I tell the people, I'm like, look, I'm gonna have to give an honest review at the end of the day. So you can send me something, but I don't want you to expect that I'm just gonna sit here and give it glowing reviews. Because if I don't feel like it is, then I mean, I'm sorry. Like I'm not gonna lie. I'm not gonna lie to my people. It's a disservice. I'm lying to myself. I'm not a good liar anyways. That's why I don't play poker, because I would just lose all my money, because I'm bad at showing, bad at hiding my hand. So I just tell people, I'm like, look, like I said, you could send it and that's fine. But like I said, just expect an authentic review. And at that point, they can decide, do they want to send it? Do they not want to send it? And I'm cool with it. At the end of the day, there's no sweat off my back.
Right. Okay, Joe.
Okay,
let's hear
so
it. Everybody, open your books to chapter 1.
Nah, all seriousness, I don't mind you receiving free products. I don't mind receiving free products, obviously, because I'm the one making the content. Everyone should be entitled to just get free products. Period. Dot. Everyone should be entitled to get paid products. Just really disclose it. I've had a few companies, really big companies, send me press released items to review, and I didn't give it a favorable review. And because I didn't give it a favorable review, not that I had to, but just in general, they didn't like it, and I've since not been able to be in communications with them when they've released other fragrances. But I think, especially, my thing is, I am a content creator. I am for support of content creators across the board, as long as the content creator is genuine and authentic and honest with their material. So from that point, it like, if they actively like a fragrance, like, people know I like Tonka. So almost 9 times out of 10, if it has Tonka in it, it's going to be a positive review for me. -1, I've actually bashed one, unfortunately. I had to bash a Bidic Parfums, Tonka something, BDK. They came out with a Tonka fragrance. It wasn't
Velvet
really
Tonka.
Yeah, Velvet Tonka wasn't really one of my preferred versions, but that's what I'm saying, is that as long as you're able to like provide, hey Skelly, provide constructive criticism along the way, or like find stuff about it. Everything can't be great, so as long as you're not just saying, hey, this is great, hey, this is great, hey, this is great, then fine. But as a whole, as a content creator, get paid for your content, do whatever, like what you like, just make sure that you keep it inbounds on your own end. If you're like, I absolutely despise oud, and then next week I see like, this video is sponsored by blank blank, top 20 oud that I find to be my favorite. It's like, wait, did last week you just say that you don't like oud ever, and now you have 20 of them? And like, no, come on. But that's kind of the gist of where I have to go with it.
Yeah, for me, even when I get fragrances, sent to me, I never bash anybody, because for me, I try to take my feet out of my shoes and put them in other people's shoes, because honestly, I think it's a lot comes from my sales background as well, because and even like working in restaurants for so long, there's things on the menu you don't like, but you never tell somebody that they're not going to like it. You know what I'm saying? It's because like, you don't know their tastes. So I'll be like, look, this isn't for me, but here's why it could be for you. Like most recently I did a Coffee Lush from Authenticity Perfumes. I did my first impressions. I'm getting away from first impressions. First impressions, I think, kind of deceive your subscribers, your viewers. And it's also, I don't think it does justice for the brand. I think I could, spray on, I've worn Coffee Lush now. I mean, I don't really like it. It doesn't do well on my skin, but I know a lot of people who do like it. Like my friend Autumn, who, she picked it up and she's like, I freaking love it. Like everybody at work told me I smell like, flapjacks, like pancakes, because it's very maple syrupy. But and that's why that's really why I'm getting away from doing first impressions. But yeah, I think it's a lot of people believe that, honest opinions don't come from fragrances or, gifted product. But the thing is, it's like, even coming from a content view, from our perspective, getting even let's say, getting a $500 fragrance, that's what retail, when you're getting it, when you're receiving it, that brand has a budget for it. You're getting it at cost pretty much.
Right.
Let's say, $500 fragrance actually costs $40 to make. Let's just per se, I'm not, saying it does. Around, you got to think 300% upcharge. That's how the world works. And then, okay, so 4 hours it's going to take me to film, edit, plus do all my SEO, come up with content for it instead of, some reviewers can just get out there and do a review. Some of us, such as myself, and, I kind of, I want to add a little bit more to it. So I got to come up with that content. So 6 hours, let's say 6 hours total to make a video. And I got gifted a $40 fragrance.
Basically. So
I believe this wholeheartedly, and I won't take money for reviews. I think that, get product is what it is as long as you're transparent about it. And you're transparent to the brand, because I have been sent things that, the brand told me not to do my review because they thought it was going to come off in a negative light. Even though I'm like, look, I will never bash you. Like, but it is what it is. But, a lot of people just, two negatives don't make a positive. So people get negative at us because they think we're doing something negative, obviously isn't doing anything.
That's a fair point.
It's just, they're like, hey, I hate my life, so I hate you too. Like, I mean, it is. I mean, oh my God. But that's. I think it's dumb. A lot of people. And hell, dude, there's more viewers out there that. I'd pay for 99% of my collection, 99.9%. And I think the same could go for both of you guys. I mean, yeah, we've gotten stuff, for free, but. I mean, this is my retirement fund, dude.
Right.
I think the bopper said it himself. You can see when they're floating it. Like, you can see when it's too obvious. You can see, like, there's a certain famous YouTuber with Fragrnce. I'm not going to say any names.
Is it in his name?
She's very obvious that she's been paid. I mean, you could see it. It's been very obvious. I know I've heard a ton of people in the fragrance community say she's been paid, because you never hear her talk about certain fragrances, and then all of a sudden, she starts talking about it all the time, and it's like painfully obvious. So there are people that make it obvious. Again, I'm not going to say the name unless you want me to. I can say it. I don't know for a fact.
No. Oh yeah. I mean, but there's a lot of them out there. I'm sure there's. I'm sure there's some people out there that's like, man, Brian really likes a lot of fragrances. Well, fun fact, I love fragrances.
Right.
And there are going to be some fragrances that I like that you don't like, and there's fragrances that you like that I don't like. And that's just the way it is. And it's different when you've been. And I will also say this: it's kind of like going in, also from the whiskey business or the spirits business into, being a fragrance reviewer. God, it's so weird how life changes. Just gotta, never did I think, when I would meet people like, hey, what do you do for a living? Oh, I'm a content creator. Nice to meet you. But anyways, it's like, there's so many different types of whiskey and so many different things out there. You form a palate to enjoy things that you wouldn't normally enjoy, because you have to learn how to enjoy them because it's your job.
Exactly.
So take this as a very serious profession, because actually the most fun part of being a content creator is actually the fragrances is the fun part. The not so fun part is everything else you have to do.
Yeah.
It's still fun.
Right.
But your
So
past
much.
gig is interesting, Brian. Yeah, man. I mean, this is awesome. I mean, I used to love traveling the U.S. Drank on Joey's 3K stream yesterday, Bob.
Yeah, because he was asking what's everyone gonna drink tonight, and I was like, no, I had 4. Like Starbucks, they have a kiwi lemonade refresh. You know the juice drinks that they sell. So I had a kiwi lemonade, and then I got Malibu coconut rum, tropical and everything. And yeah, I got the Trenta cup, the really big, the biggest one that they had. It was too much. Water. Cheers.
Yeah, this is just water right here. This is all I drink. This is mainly all I drink is water. I don't drink alcohol anymore. So for me, water and Arnold Palmer's. Arnold Palmer's are my vice. So
I love Arnold Palmer's.
Now,
I don't. Oh, Skelly, awesome! Thank you so much. I really appreciate the joining the family. Go over to Juice Press Records.
Yes.
If you guys do want, I don't drink anymore, but if you do want a great drink, it's called the Ukrainian Arnold Palmer. Obviously, you can tell what the missing ingredient is there. So that's pretty obvious. So yeah, when I used to drink, that's what was my go-to. Now I just obviously just drink Arnold Palmer's like that since I don't drink alcohol. But yeah, this is just water. That's it.
Nice.
Yeah, I quit drinking. What is today? What's the date today?
February 19th.
Yeah, the 19th.
In 10 days, it'll be a year and 6 months.
Nice. We're close. I'm like 2 years, no drinking.
Yeah.
So
yeah, I used to drink for a living, and now I don't. And it's been the best thing ever, man. I mean, you know, I was so much fun drunk, so much fun to a point, and then not so much. I mean, not like I won't ever drink again, but it's now I don't even have time to think about it. Honestly, I don't. And it's been like that for me. Quitting drinking was just like, you know, breathing air. Like it just happened.
Right.
Because I knew it needed to happen. And sometimes you just, you know, gotta do it, man. You gotta do, you know, so many, we're our own worst enemy, and we know all the answers to our own problems, man. We just need to do it. That's it.
Right.
It's taking the initiative, being, becoming the best you can be every single day is, you know, so many of us are so scared to change, and we got to get our heads out of our asses and realize that you need to be changing every second of every day, because that's what your brain wants to do. It always wants to continuously grow. And like going back to the whole thing for me, doing this full time, I know people will get upset and be like, oh, he's a product, or all he is a content creator. It's like, look, man, I mean, you know, so many people went to college. They're doctors, they're lawyers, they got their degree. Maybe they're doing something with their degree, but, you know, they got their job. Well, then a lot of the times people just get complacent. You know, they never achieve anything more. They get out of college, they go do their job. Maybe they get a promotion here and there, but they never become the CEO. For me, I didn't go to college. Everything I've learned it. I know how to build a house. I know what a 510 pitch is. You know, I know how to do plumbing, electrical, not from anything I did from school. It's by doing. And I think the biggest problem with the way people are growing up now, they don't want to do shit. They want to they want the easy way out, and there is no easy way out.
There is.
Like, you know, if you don't know how to do common things, like, you know, if you know how to change a tire, how to unplug a toilet, how to fix a damn doorknob, like, and you're paying people to do that. My dad did it not too long ago. My mom's toilet was backed up. He called a plumber. They came, snaked it, 4 minutes. I counted 4 minutes, $250. And I went up to my dad. I was like, you know, I could have done that. It would have been free.
Right.
He's like, well, I didn't know you could do that. I was like, well, I mean, there's YouTube. That's what YouTube's for.
So I wanted to ask you guys, because I'm always curious about it. Like, is there something you're more passionate about, or maybe just as passionate about as Fragrnce? Like, is there anything? I mean, you know, whichever you guys want to answer it. I'm always curious about that.
Yeah, man, go for it, Joe.
All right. So for me, I'm into life. Like I like meeting people in general. I don't care if we're talking about food, fragrance, drinks, sports, whatever we're talking, I'd rather be, which is weird because I'm an introvert at my core. I'd rather, like, at the same time, I'm also like, leave me alone, but I still want to like talk to you. But fragrance, fashion, and then like clothes. I'm not so into clothes like, oh, that's the like the Gabbard shirt that this person wore that's made by the, like, I don't know, I'm just, that's a nice shirt, I like putting outfits together with this outfit, the fragrance. Food has become a bigger part of my life, and it's definitely here to stay in the aspect of me cooking. um I knew how to cook. I've known how to cook, but now I'm actually taking it up to the next level. Like, I'm actually making bread or like buns. I did that on my Instagram. I made like a stuffed turkey bun for the first time. I was
Damn.
in a
You
relationship.
shipped to California?
I'm sorry?
You shipped to California? No,
I'm working on it. I was in the beginnings of a relationship with someone, and she cooked, so kind of like started to tweak certain things of mine, like, hey, you're maybe doing this wrong, maybe you should try it like this, or hey, your steak is a little overcooked, maybe you should think about doing it this, instead of cooking with the oil on the grill, don't put the oil, just make sure that the thing is even hotter before you throw it on, like just minor tweaks. And so she was a sous chef, and yeah, so that kind of really got me like going now, and that's kind of going to be like one of the additional things. That's why a lot of that food and fragrance content is becoming a mainstay. I'd probably say right now fragrance is my main thing, but going forward, cooking will absolutely, and it's just a really big thing for me to really get into now, for sure.
Oh yeah, I love cooking.
I
love food.
Bibbidi,
put the two together, you got magic, man. For me, what do I like to collect? Let's see, I collect watches. Sunglasses. I've got a bunch of sunglasses, shoes, and tuxedos. I know that sounds weird, but I got a bunch of tuxedos. What about you, Lawrence?
So, okay, my wife and we were arguing about this the other day. Not arguing, but like, I think I'm more passionate about sports and music, probably more than fragrance, which I have an obsession about this, obviously, as you can tell. And I could talk to anybody's ear off about fragrance, but I personally feel like sport, and not all sports. There's 5 mainly, and 2 more than the rest. Well, actually, 3 more than the other 2, but mainly that. And then I, like I said, music. I love music. But so I would, like I said, I would say it's sports I think sports is number 1, and then probably music and fragrance are probably tied for 2. And then eating, I love. I just don't know how to cook. So I like eating food. I don't know how to cook. Basically,
you don't like the process. You like the end result.
The end result, exactly. Yeah.
So, what kind of sports do you like watching?
So my favorite, and I mean, I don't know if you guys see, because every weekend I do it on Instagram, is MMA, because I do my MMA kicks and stuff. So I actually love MMA. Is my favorite sport. To me, I feel like there's no harder sport in there in the world that you can try, because look, we can, like, most of us can shoot a basketball. I'm not saying at a professional level, obviously it's different, but most of us can shoot well, Brian, I'm sure if you took 10 shots, you'd probably make 1. Football, we can all throw a football. I know getting hit is different, obviously, but but you're not just getting contact all the time. But I mean, how many of us like getting hit in the face and then continuously happening, and then with MMA over boxing, you're not just training for punches. You got to train for kicks, jiu-jitsu, elbows, everything. So to me, there's no harder sport than MMA. I will fight anybody on this till the death, because, like, I'm sorry, like, I used to play hockey. I love hockey. Hockey's my second favorite sport, as you can see, because I have my King's Cup. And I played hockey and hockey stuff, but it's not always, you're not hitting everybody all the time. There's, when you're scoring goals, you're not getting hit necessarily. So I will, like I said, I will fight anybody to the death on this. MMA is the toughest sport, and I love it. And most of the athletes I've met, fighters, like whether it's boxers or MMA professionally, they're the most humble people. which is crazy because, you know, you would think they would be cocky because I've seen basketball players that are super cocky and football players that are super cocky, but MMA fighters and boxers are some of the most down-to-earth people. And it's crazy because they can kill you with the snap of their fingers. That's what's crazy about it. So that's my rant. There you go. Sorry. Went off on it.
No, that's cool, man. I do enjoy watching some MMA. If somebody punched me in the face, that's a quick way to get punched right back. I'll tell you that. It's my moneymaker, man. Don't hit me in the face. I hate it. You can hit me wherever the hell else you want, but right here. All right, here. But so Lawrence, have you thought about doing anything other than fragrances on YouTube, or are you just going to stick with fragrances?
Oh, with what? What? Say it again. Sorry, cut out. It was.
Have you only just thought about doing just fragrance reviews? But you know how like Joe, he's getting more into the food aspect. Actually, a lot of fragrance reviews are Ross shoes.
Right. So actually, yes. So that's the thing. Like, so because you know the ramen thing, I actually recorded a couple more like food spots I've been to. You know, like because like I said, I'm a foodie. Like that's like I love eating and stuff. But I do want to incorporate, I think, maybe some sports. I think music might be tough because I know with YouTube it's copyrighted and stuff, and of course a lot of music is not very kid friendly that I like. So. You know, I like my favorite is hip hop. Like I'm a hip hop head. I grew up. I always tell everybody I grew up in the golden era of hip hop. So that's why I do like today's hip hop, but not to me. I'm sorry, I'm spoiled. I grew up, and the crazy thing, Joe, like being out during, especially when the whole East Coast West Coast thing was going on. Right. I was always bumping East Coast and getting a hell of a hard time for it because you know living out in Cali. You know, during the whole thing, and everybody, and I'm bumping Gangstar and Biggie and Wu-Tang, and everybody's like, "What about Pac and Dog Pound?" And so whatever, you know. So I don't know if I could really incorporate that into YouTube without having to hit. Oh, this is not for kids, you know. So that's the only problem.
Got you.
I try to. I realized. Yeah, I mean, I think now all my episodes are not kid friendly. Except I just realized that I did not. I just switched this live stream over to that. Whoops. But whatever. But yeah, for me, I'm starting a second channel, but I'm still working on the studio, which is it's my house. I was going to use his he's got a really nice house, not too far from me, and I was just going to use his office. But his office is always messy. And then I got the damn Omnicron or whatever, and he's got kids. And they were like, it'd be better if you weren't here filming just in case you do get sick and yada, yada, yada. I was like, okay. But then he was like, but you can use the river house. You just got to help me finish building it.
Hey.
So, I mean, but it's great because it's like 10 minutes from my house. It is literally 10 feet in the air looking over the water. It's gorgeous. Nobody's going to be there because it's going to be an Airbnb on the weekends. So throughout the week, I can use it to record. I got ample place, brand new, awesome river house to do it. So I'm just putting it on the back burner for a little bit longer. And, you know, I think we'll have pretty much everything done by Memorial Day. Is that May?
Yeah.
Nice.
Memorial Day. Yeah, so Memorial Day, and then we'll get something off the ground. I mean, I've already got content and everything, you know, worked out. I just got to get it filmed. But anyways, let's see here. I'm gonna have to agree with this comment right here from Jean Baptista.
Yep.
Today's rap ain't hip hop. You are absolutely right. Just a bunch of dudes named Baby, Lil Baby, some baby's daddy.
Right.
All sound the same.
It's true.
Same auto tune, but it's so true. I grew up, you know, Lawrence, Joe, I don't even actually know. You're what, like 22?
32. 32. I was born 89.
Okay, 32. All right, so yeah, I'm Lawrence, you and I are close. I'm 37.
Okay, so I'm 39. So okay, so yeah.
Okay. So yeah, but I mean, hell yeah, the rap game just definitely ain't what it used to be.
It's not.
I mean, do you think I need to ask another question, and maybe this, maybe the peeps in the comments can ask. Do you think there's some fragrance reviewers that you have been following for a long time? You don't have to say names, and I'm not going to say names either. But you look at their like thumbnail, their content, and you're like, what the hell are they doing?
Yes. I've thought that for at least 6 years. Well, 2015.
Can you do me a favor?
Yes.
Do me a favor.
Yes.
Kick my ass if I ever do this. Like, literally talk to me. Be like, hey, man, what the hell are you doing? Like, it's like I literally saw a thumbnail that says, wear these fragrances to get laid.
Oh my! Don't get me started on this whole thing. I will go on and on about this. I have a huge rant about this. I don't even want to get started on it, but I will let you guys talk about this.
Yes, it's happened. It's been a thing. It is definitely a thing. There are absolutely more, and then it becomes a thing where the blind is leading the blind. So like new reviewers, brand new, not necessarily like new, like 2-3 year old reviewers, but I mean like actual legitimate, like today was their first video on YouTube. They're emulating that, thinking that that's going to work, and it doesn't. It just doesn't work. It dilutes your content, and it loses the identity of why people actually were attracted, not in a like, attraction type of talk, but I mean, as far as actually being interested and engaging in the channel, you're completely neutered at that point. Yes, 100%. A lot of people have been diluted.
Yeah, it's kind of sad, man. I mean, not just sad, but I'm just like, is this going to be, and I start thinking about myself, and I'm like, is this what's going to happen? Like, am I going to basically become a caveman again? Like, am I de-evolving?
Right.
Is that going to happen? Is that is that the risk of doing this? And then I look at myself in the mirror and I say, no, Brian, that's never going to happen. Because, yeah, I mean, I was telling Lawrence before we hopped in here, I was like, when we were talking in the back, I was like, it's really hard to, and I feel very blessed. I mean, I gotta say this right now, we're 19 away, Fragrance family, from 3,000.
Let's go.
Big feat. Congrats. Let's go.
But it's not me. It's these guys. It's these amazing human beings that are watching the content.
Yeah,
absolutely.
And I value every single one of my subscribers, whether or not I ever get to meet my subscribers. I hope one day I get to meet as many as possible. My actual dream, my goal is to meet as many subscribers as I can before I die. I think that would be freaking cool.
Same.
That's cool.
But yeah, never did I think. But with a YouTube, just like and I think you've been doing this for so long. Justin Copeland brought this point up a while back when he did a video about this. But the big thing with YouTube is you can make it by doing what everybody else does.
Right.
Or are you actually being you? So it's hard to stay in your niche while gaining that algorithm, but always continuously doing you.
Right.
Oh man, thank you so much. This right here. This is a
yes.
great one.
Oh, sorry. I got excited, y'all. Sorry.
It's all right. Jufo! Anyways, dude, you need to make that like a cell phone ringer. Jufo!
Yeah.
That was
for your text, like when you get the text to come in, this way
Well, it's funny. My speaking of that, my text ringtone now, and everybody freaks out, is Ric Flair. Woo! Like that's so.
Yeah.
I have it, and people are like, "What was that?" And I'm like, "Oh, that's just my phone." They're like, "Wait." They're like somebody yelling, "Woo!" It's just it's. I'm like, "Yeah, it's Ric Flair." I'm like, they're like, "Who's Ric Flair?" I'm like, if you don't know who Ric Flair is, then there's no point in us talking.
Come
about
on,
it.
man.
Yeah, like how do you not know who Ric Flair is?
You have to know who.
Yeah, man. I was a Bret Hart and Undertaker kid growing up.
Yeah.
Big, and I love the Undertaker, man. I mean, one of the longest running in the game. Is he still?
Yeah,
is he still wrestling?
He just retired 2020 into 2021. So literally, like in the last year, he finally stopped. Officially, like he's not coming back. He's because there were those times. Yeah.
My favorite's Stone Cold. My
Oh,
favorite.
Stone
was a
Cold.
good one.
I love Stone Cold, but I used to be so into it. Oh my god, in high school especially, like that was. I mean, and that's the other thing. It's kind of like with hip hop. I feel like that was the golden age. Like I know there's Hogan and Taker. I mean, Warrior and Macho Man, and I love that too. But I feel like when you had Stone Cold, The Rock, the Generation X, Bret Hart, Shawn Michaels, Flair, all those NWO, all that. And now I've tried watching. I can't watch wrestling anymore. I just can't do it anymore. It's not
AEW is better than
It is?
WWE, right? AEW will give you more of that 90s feel, especially
Really?
not because they're bringing back those people, but they are bringing back more like independent, like people who want to have their own creativity for their character. It's not like, yes, they're still operating with scripts and everything. Yes.
Of course.
But it's not as like scripted to the point where, like, as a fan, you want to see this person succeed. It's proper building. I guess that's right.
Okay.
It's a proper build with everything. You're not like shaking your head like, what are you doing? Why would you not let, or like, why does the man who weighs like 10,000 pounds and all the muscle lose to, the guy that's like this big? So it's a proper building that AEW is doing. I actually went to their show in December 8th, and it was
really?
They had just opened it in for those who are hockey fans, the Islanders' new arena is literally like 10 minutes, not even 10 minutes, it's 5 minutes from my house. And so we took a Uber. I didn't even have to worry about any so I was able to drink and have a few drinks with the very expensive concession food, but hey, you've got to pay to play. And
speaking of drinking,
it was a blast.
Speaking of drinking, this guy, Andre the Giant.
Hey, yes.
You guys heard the story, right?
Yes.
How many beers he drank in one sitting? It's
no,
freaking
I
crazy.
didn't heard.
I can't remember it. He drank a copious amount of beers in one sitting, like 96 or something, maybe more than that. It was ridiculous. Him and Wade Boggs have got to be like the craziest drinkers ever.
Yeah.
But yeah, man. I mean, and not to mention also Andre the Giant. After that night of drinking, he was shooting for Princess Bride, and he let out a fart so bad he cleared out the entire set. And the director was like, "You okay?" He goes, "I feel a lot better."
Hey, Jean wrote a comment in here, and I agree with him. He said the 90s were epic. I think it was the best decade to grow up in. I personally believe the same thing, Jean. I don't know if everybody else will agree, but I agree with you. The 90s
it was a good era. I grew up in it. I was a child, but I still grew up in it and grew up around, especially in New York, a New York child. So I definitely grew up in it.
I mean,
so you're
Joe,
you're 81, right?
I'm 82, but it was like, I'm 82.
89.
So
89. Well,
84.
technically I am 1990. December 27th, 1989. I might as well be 1990.
So you just turned 32. Well, happy late birthday.
Yeah, thank you.
I'm really easy to remember. I'm 8884.
Okay.
Oh, yeah.
Lots of 4s and 8s. That's
8884. If I was 88, well, first of all, I'd be younger and it'd be way easier to remember. But whenever I show my ID to somebody, they're like, "Oh, easy birthday to remember," and I'm like, "No shit." Thanks. Heard that my entire life since I've had an ID.
Exactly.
But yeah. Okay, so actually, some people on here were asking about blind buys or talking about blind buys gone wrong. We'll probably end this up here in a little bit. But what are some of the most recent blind buys you guys have gotten that went south?
That went south. I'm trying to think, to be honest with you. I'm trying to think because okay, look, I'll be honest. I'm not trying to sound like cocky or anything like that, but I think I've kind of figured out in a sense what I like, what I don't like based off notes. And so for that part, I really don't blind buy something if I know I won't like it. You know what I mean? You kind of have an idea. Since we're not new to this. We're we have knowledge in this. We've been, like Brian, you have a ton of fragrances. Joe has a ton of fragrances. I have a lot of fragrances. Most of, like Pete, Nate, Pete, because we all have fragrances. So we kind of have an idea what we like, what we don't like. So
yeah, of course.
I tend to not fall into that because I'm kind of if I read the notes and I'm like, you know what? I think I'll like this. So chances are there's not many fragrances where I do not like. There's only one fragrance recently, but it was a decant that I got that I just had to scrub off immediately. It was Gallagher's Eau Fraiche, and it was just, I had to scrub it off. And I like a couple of his other fragrances, which was, I was surprised that I'm like, this was horrible. So, but it wasn't a buy. It was just, it's something I had a sample of. But like a full bottle, I can't, I don't know. It's been like a long time since that's happened, in all honesty.
I've got mine. It's actually two because they were bought together. First of all, the one that I'm gonna show I enjoy the most out of the two. It is a good fragrance, but considering that I blind bought them, and me like being rational now and really like looking at myself, especially like with the live streaming, the equipment, other fragrances, other things I could have done with that. I'm looking at myself now and like, you really could have kept that almost $200 had you not bought these two bottles. It is from a smaller house. It's Les Fleurs du Golf.
Yeah, I have not tried anything from them.
I haven't tried anything.
This one, Orient Express, is good. It's very Garnier Fructis vibes, in my opinion. This one in particular is very like, it has a lychee note to it that makes it like very like fruity and then like slightly floral, very sweet with the vanilla. So good fragrance. And the thing is, it's almost like I'd rather this be on, my significant other. I'd rather this be on a woman I was talking to or dating than on me, in which is why it's like you could have kind of went without getting that one. And then Baccarat Vanille is a lot more floral within the vanilla than actual, but vanilla's spirituals, double vanilla. Even what you would call it, Zara's Rich Woman Addictive, heavy vanilla, tobacco vanilla, even though that's a lot more spicy. There's many Givenchy pie. No, this is like more floral, less vanilla, even though there is vanilla. I prefer mine like darker vanillas, my boozy vanillas, not a floral vanilla. And that's why, because it's like I dropped almost $200, and really I'm looking at both of these like, I'm never really going to wear you. I like you, but I'm never going to wear you. So
yeah, man, I'm sitting here. I mean, I went through my entire collection today. I can't wait for you guys to see it because I've rearranged most of it.
Nice.
Yeah, I've cleaned my shelves, rearranged it. So you know what that means, guys. Fragrance collection video is coming very soon. But I got one. Oh god, it's bad. This one's bad. Actually, I have two, but I didn't pay for one of them. It was sent to me, but it wasn't sent to me for review or anything. It just, for some reason, was in a Max Aroma box. Because I got London Spice, and this showed up with it. This is one of the most awful fragrances, and I'm not trying to bash this brand. I've never heard this brand before. Prestige, and it's Prestige Paris, and it's called Zodiac. This thing is the loudest, most synthetic fragrance I've smelled in forever, and the collar, like, it's just a cheaply made bottle too. Like, hang on, the damn collar gets stuck in here all the time. But I won't even spray it. But it reminds me of like every single designer fragrance. Like if you take all the like designer, like cardamom, designer florals, like all, that's this. And it's stupid long thing. It's super loud. And I had somebody tell me that I smelled fake.
Ooh.
I was like, excuse me. They're like, you just don't smell real, like natural. Like, I don't even know what that smell is. I was like, oh, okay, cool. So this was just free. It came with a Max Aroma purchase, and they're selling this brand now. And you won't hear me say this a lot. Skip it. Don't worry about it. They're cheap. Smells cheap. And then this one was also cheap, but it's not as bad. But this was $19. I got it on Fragrance Spy. Holy crap, that is reflective. It is Silver Shade from Ajmal. Had no idea what it. Yeah, had no idea what it was going to be. But guess what? Silver Shade. If you could guess what Silver Shade is going to be, inspired, clone, or dupe of.
Yeah. I have one guess. And I already
guess. What is it?
SMW. Silver Mountain.
That's exactly what it is. And it's not bad. It's not bad. It's very synthetic smelling. It's very harsh and chemically smelling. But if anything, they really nailed down the longevity because this thing lasts for freaking ever.
Wow.
Nice.
But I mean, having Silver Mountain water, like I would still go with Armoff Sillage over this. But for $19, I mean, it's not bad. It's just I kind of wish I'd put that $19 towards something else, you know. But it is what it is.
I know you wanted to wrap this up, Ryan, but I got a quick question. What are you guys' favorite houses? I'm just out of curiosity.
Oh, yeah, no. Ask whatever, dude. I mean, I'm on here for you guys. I'm with you guys. I don't care. We can be on here for 6 hours. Nobody will rewatch it, but whatever.
Right. I guess for me, and one of the plugs is up there, guarded by the Sour Patch Kid over there. Those are my Zaharoff. Zaharoff solid house, great offerings. They really crept. I only discovered them last year, like last June. Dang. When Rose came out. That was my first one. But since then now, I own a whole bunch of them. And just so this way, like, because people, like, here's Rose.
Yeah, I love
Rose.
What up,
DLG?
How much I've used. And here's Tobacco. And Tobacco was just really like how again with the collection of mine. So I'm not just like, hey, but Zaharoff, and I used to like Tom Ford a lot more, but now that they switched over to Estee Lauder, they've fallen out of love for me. I have an appreciation again for Chanel. And I mean Armani Code Classic Tonka. Always going to be a staple fragrance. Those two things, Chanel L'Homme Sport Extreme and Armani Code, are like me in a bottle because of the Tonkas. So those would probably be my three houses of sorts.
All right.
Man, that's tough, dude. Okay, so I do love, obviously, Aaron Terrence Hughes. Aaron Terrence Hughes will probably be my first. I love Zaharoff. I love George. I love the fragrances. You know, all the fragrances that he's put out. I just got Royale X.
Yeah.
And then Argos. I'm a big fan of Argos.
I need to try more from them. I want to get Triumph of Bacchus, but I haven't tried the other offerings they have.
I think they're just really doing a great job, especially this newest one with Palace Athene. If you like floral fragrances, if you like classic style like Chypres, and you're a man that can wear florals. Fun fact: all men can wear florals, but you know, to each their own. You'll really like it. But yeah, I think they keep improving, and their fragrances have always been very well put together, just very smooth like a baby's butt. But I think it's the number one presentation in FragCom.
Yeah.
Wow.
Honestly, I mean, if you look at the bottle, it's like the time and effort and work that goes into that damn bottle is ridiculous. Yes, Joe. Dry down, low down. Raw cherry is 1,000% unisex. I'm going to be going live with Greta. Of course I am. When am I not live? You guys, you know what? I should just set up a camera going all the time, and you guys can just watch my entire life.
The Brian Show instead of the Truman Show.
Yeah, it's kind of like Did you ever watch the Joe Schmo show? It was on Spike TV.
No, I did not.
Oh, it was great. It was a whole reality TV show that was based around like Big Brother, but everybody in the house was actors except one guy, and his name was Joe. And he thought that he was going to be winning all this money at the end, and he didn't. Like everybody was actors, and he found out at the very end. Anyways, it was called the Joe Schmo Show, and the commercial was like, "Joe don't know." Anyways, I love that show. But yes, ATH Raw Cherry, 1000% unisex, fantastic fragrance. Greta got her bottle in, and I'm excited to hear her thoughts. And the only reason she got hers for free because I sent her one. So, but yeah, Raw Cherry is fantastic. But yeah, Aaron Terrence shoes. So I would say like I'd have to put it into there's so many houses, but Aaron Terrence shoes, Zaharoff, Argos, and Rogue Perfumery.
Okay.
If you haven't tried Rogue Perfumery, I 1000%.
Okay, I gotta try this.
Manuel Cross, who is the perfumer and owner, he brings back. I'll show you what the bottles look like, but he brings back, and these are just the 30 mLs. But he brings back classic style perfumery, and he doesn't comply with IFRS. So this is like Mousse Illuminé.
Nice.
So this is 30 mLs, and I think the 30 mLs are $85. But man, they're all eau de toilette concentrations, and they perform like they're higher concentration.
Wow.
I mean, but they're really stinking good. Every single one that I've tried the entire house. I own 7 or 8. I can't remember, but yeah, Rogue Perfumery is great. Nice. Also, like I'm getting into Kajal now. Like I'm really kind of diving down that rabbit hole. But what about you, man?
So for me, obviously, I mean, because it's my favorite homage, but it's not because of interlude. Most of the fragrances I've tried from them, I absolutely love. And like I said, I like that they're bold, they're daring, they're not really for everybody's cup. And I let people know that. That's the thing. I told people, the ones that follow me, I'm like, look, chances are you might not like homage. Like you just might not. They're not really on the safe side. Sure, there's Reflection, man. I feel like Enclave, those can be on the safer side, but for the most part, they're not. And I like it, and I love to be challenged with it. And I don't know, I just love so many of their fragrances, and it's the most that I have from any house. So I mean, that should tell you why they're my favorite. But no, they're my favorite. There hasn't been one that I've been like, oh, this is disgusting. There might be some where I'm like, okay, maybe I don't know, like this is okay, but never have I been disappointed with any of them. xerjoff, that's another one. I haven't tried everything from theirs, but I have not been disappointed from anything they've made. And like Naxos is just like, I love it. I mean,
Naxos is so good.
Oh, it's so good. It's just so. And then 2, I would go on the indie side, Zaharoff, because honestly, I would say I have not smelled a bad fragrance from Zaharoff. I have not. Right. Like, I love his work. I mean, even if I don't like the one that even to me like maybe I wouldn't get a full bottle was Royale X, but saying that, it's still a great smelling fragrance. So it's not like it's a bad smell. It's just it's not my favorite from what he's made, but everything I've tried from him is to me no lower than a 4. And then I don't know if you guys have tried it. I love City Rhythm.
Yes, Miami and Manhattan.
Yeah, Manhattan's my favorite out of them. But even like Rhythm and Pulse, and I know he's dropping. There you go. See there. And he just announced he's going to come out with San Diego as the
I've known about that for months.
Yeah, me too. I've just been keeping it quiet.
Dude, he as soon as he's like, it's going to be San Diego, and he didn't get it, but I was like, Wells vagina. He was just like, what? I was like, have you never seen Anchorman? San Diego, Wells vagina. So now I've got my whole episode laid out. Thank you, Anchorman, of how I'm going to do because I have frequent flyer on its way, which is there. I got to be one of them that sampled and test drove it while he was kind of figuring it out. And so that's a booster that's coming out soon. But I mean, it's called Frequent Flyer.
Frequent Flyer, yep.
Yeah, I got to do something about the Mile High Club, you know. I mean,
Please.
Yeah, since everybody else is talking about all these fragrances that'll get you laid. I mean,
oh, dude, like I said, that strikes a nerve with me. I don't
Beach
I don't like.
Let's see here. Tanya, yes, Naxos is my top 5 for life. Beach Hut Man is my favorite from Amouage. It's a great one. It is great. David Black Gold. Hang on, sorry. Hindu Kush Slept On Deep Forest is good too. I haven't tried Deep Forest. I have not tried Black Gold, but Hindu Kush I have. I own it.
What Pete said, a Memoir Man, that's the one I really want also from Amouage's Memoir Man. That one's amazing.
That's good.
They have it on fragrancebuy.ca for a stupid good price. Just letting you know.
Don't tell me this, Brian. Don't tell me.
So for me, it's like, you know, I've really, the next haul that I'm going to do is going to be with you guys, actually. Okay. So I'm not, which, like I said, we'll get figured out for March and get a budget and everything set down. But now, man, I'm really trying to sink my money back into the brand, into the channel. Exactly. So I was telling Joe, I was telling Lawrence earlier. So I've got another camera coming. So I'm going to have different angles while I'm filming.
Nice.
So I'm getting more into the videography side of it because I really enjoy trying to see
so much better, and just
it does.
You feel better when you get like the switchboard and then the mics and everything. Like it, even that light literally made the difference. I added just this, and then I had the little smart LED light bulb, like just completely. I'm like, oh, I'm set now. I'm actually, I look good now. So it minor tweaks go a long way towards everything for sure.
Yeah, like, you know, so I've got a camera coming. I got a new tripod stand sort of, because do you guys want, I mean, like, dude, you can see, like, I'll show you my room. Like the room that I'm in, let's see here if I can turn this. All right. So over there. So my bed is on the ground right now because I'm building a bed frame for that. But I've got to keep it low to the ground because my dog, who is right there, passed out. That's Brutus. There's my shoe collection, some of it.
Nice.
You can see it there. All right. That's that down comforter right there. That's a California king size on a twin bed. Damn right. But it's really interesting because you see the way that I record. That's how I see myself.
Gotcha.
Okay.
So when I'm sitting here recording, I can see myself. That's the best part about this room.
Right.
All right. So that's that. And then obviously, and that's the room, dude. Like that's it. Like I do not have a whole lot of room. So I do have a light that I was using, but it's so freaking bright in here because there's not enough room for it to retract. But the best part about having a smaller space with so much shit up on the walls, great acoustics.
Yes.
Yeah.
Really.
Yeah.
Brian, what's your favorite pair of shoes that you own? Since you said you're a shoe collector.
I'm a big Meslon guy and Magnani. I like Magnani and Meslons. They're my favorites. I'll show you actually my favorite pair.
Yeah.
You guys keep talking. Yeah. I'll show you guys. Let's see. So I'm a big loafer guy.
Let me see. Okay.
So these are handmade in Italy, obviously.
Oh, fantastic. Nice. All right.
And so I love loafers, brogues. And I love, my dad will argue with me and tries to argue with me all the time. He's like, Brian, but why do you spend so much on shoes? I'm like, well, because a good pair of shoes will last you 20 years. If they're, a handmade pair of shoes, you spend $500 or hell, even $300 on a good, handmade pair of shoes. They last you 20 years. That's a $15 a year investment. After that 20 years, you can get them resold to last another 10 years. So It's a smart investment instead of a new pair of shoes every 6 months that you would get at Walmart.
Yeah.
Right.
I actually named my dog Brutus. Somebody's asking. I wanted to start a brewery called Lazy Bum Brewing Company years ago. I've got a whole business plan written out for it, but that was a long time ago. And he was going to be. So I got Brutus. So I came up with this whole concept before Brutus was born. So this was like 15 years ago. Anyways, and then Brutus was born, and so it's spelled Brewtus, right? Because he was going to be my mascot, and he was going to be Brutus the Brewmaster. And so I actually call him Brewmaster.
Nice.
So it's
the Brewmaster.
Yeah. But yes, I'm sure. Yes, I do have Joe. I got Intense. I just saw your review earlier today.
Great review,
dude. I'm gonna tell you what, man. Joe, he was supposed to come up here with me. He was supposed to come up here with us tonight, but he's been busy at work, whatever. But man, he kills it, dude. I wish I had his editing skills.
Just on point. And I'm a former videographer student. Like when I first got out of high school, I took videography. I have an appreciation because even like I can make a quick YouTube video literally within an hour. What would even take some people 6-7 hours or 2-3 days, I could make it in like a day, but not to that extent. I can't even make that. So I commend him for even doing what he does, and especially if you haven't checked out the Drakkar, and I know you two have, but anyone watching who hasn't checked out Dry Down Low Down's Drakkar Intense, everything about that video is a mind trip, and it was just so good. Awesome job. As always, videos, but just awesome job.
Because I'm wanting to start a podcast, and I'm trying to do it with Ken from Instagram, but now he's just butt slam busy, and but I'm like one of those guys who I get it done. Like I don't like talking about it. And like I was that guy for so long. Like if I want to do it, I want to do it. And I asked Joe, I was like, dude, because it was the video that he did before Drakkar Noir, where he's talking about
the top 10.
The top 10, yes. I was like, as soon as I got done watching that, I messaged him. I was like, dude, you ever thought about doing a podcast? And man, maybe one day. But that's actually one reason I got the mic that I got as well, so I can do a podcast, whether it's just me or not. I don't even know if it's going to be fragrance related. I kind of want to do something along the lines of being a content creator and like talk about the all the crap that we have to go through, because nobody talks about it.
I think just as maybe like, because I do have to go, I'm getting like,
oh no, you're fine.
But one of the things that I do want to say, especially for Lawrence up there, which you already do anyway, so I don't know why I'm even including you, but just anyone watching who's getting into YouTube, don't take it seriously. Know yourself and stay true to yourself, but don't take everything serious. Like if you have to if it becomes a thing where you're like, you're not eating because you're so stressed over the constant, just put it down. Go, watch a TV show, go do something, take your mind off of it. It will come to you. And just in general, like take it easy, because the thing is, I've seen people who literally just get burnt out from this that are still like doing it, but they're like upset that they're doing it, and nobody wins it. The subscribers don't win, you don't win. If you're in a relationship, that nobody wins when you do stuff like that. So enjoy it, make it the most of it. Don't take it too seriously, but also don't take yourself, don't beat yourself if you had a bad take on, man. Like there's been times I've uploaded the video already, and then I said something, or I said a difference in the price, or something minor like that. Like I said the price twice, and it was 2 different prices. Like I never was like, oh man, I'm so stupid. How could I, acted like I committed a grand offense? Like, just take it easy, enjoy yourselves.
Yeah, dude. Yeah, absolutely. Especially, not too long ago, I put a video out talking about Hawas. Did not do my research and did not even realize that Hawas came out before Aqua Invictus Aqua.
Right.
And everybody, luckily I have amazing subscribers. Nobody was like, oh my God, you're a freaking dumbass. But every single one was like, hey dude, by the way. But it was like everybody. So finally I was like, I'm not even going to reply to all the comments. Like I'd have it just be redundant. I'd be saying the same thing over. So I put it out in an episode. I was like, I didn't pay attention. Like that just shows how much I don't care about Fragrantica.
Exactly. That's true. That's true. That's true. But Brian, thank you for having me.
Yeah, absolutely, man.
Lawrence, great for meeting you. Pleasure. We will be in contact because that whole idea, awesome.
Yeah, we're doing it. We're doing
chat. Thank you to the chat. I will see you all next time. But she's buzzing me right now, so
no worries, man. Yeah, absolutely, and we will definitely do that. We'll definitely do that haul video. Yeah. All right, man. Well, I think that's we'll call it for the evening. 2 hours is good. Dude, Lawrence, thank you so stinking much, man. I really appreciate you coming on.
Thank you. Thank you, everybody in the chat. I appreciate the comments, and it was awesome. I mean, like I said, you guys are great, and I appreciate it. Like I said, this was awesome. This is my first YouTube live, so it was a pleasure, Brian. Thank you, man.
No, man, thank you so much. We'll do it again. Like I said, we'll get in contact, and we will do the haul video, the live haul, and then we'll do an unboxing all together. I think that'll be fun, and we will definitely do, I think you and I need to do a collab video, and I need a Jufro fragrance for the video.
For sure. That sounds good.
So, I mean, I'm just saying, Jufro fragrance shirt for me. We'll do something. And then, hell, are you going to Glamcation?
Oh, definitely. I mean, it's an hour drive, so I'm like, I'm definitely going. There's no way I'm not going. It's like I said, it's an hour drive. Like, why would I not go? You know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly. Well, then I will see you there as well. I will. All right, guys. Thank you so stinking much. I love every single one of you guys. Jufro! But you all have a wonderful evening. Remember, you're stinking beautiful. Until next time, happy scent trails.
Thank you, guys.
All right, guys.
Jufro
Thanks.
Out. Peace. Thanks, Brian.
You're welcome, buddy. Thank you.
Take care.